I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We're joined by Nochu. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, appreciate you coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nochu. I'm a koala, and I'm based in Australia. Hello.
Yeah, a very talented koala at that, and we'll talk about the talents here in a little bit. When did you get started with the VTubing thing?
Well, I first started as a PNG tuber back in October of 2022.
Okay.
Back then I just had a PNG that I drew myself, and I started playing Genshin Impact, because it was in the rage back then. I basically just started because it was an excuse for me to draw my own emotes, and I'd already started drawing emotes for people. But yeah.
So you kind of got drawn in almost backside first, because you started with the art first, and then said, "Hey, I've already got the art. Let's try this."
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, it would be so cool if I could be my own model for like portfolios and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll make myself a model and I'll be a VTuber.
Good advertising. That's what
Yeah, exactly.
So how long have you been an artist?
I feel like I don't know what artist actually, like that title actually refers to, like what it means.
I feel
but I always liked drawing since I was a little kid. And I think it would be like a huge turning point was when I got my first drawing tablet when I was like 14, I think. It's just been on and off though, and I've recently picked it up when I got a new iPad. So yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Well, did you make the transition easily, or was it tough to figure out the digital part?
Oh, no, I feel like actually because of our technology these days, digital art is very like easy to learn. There are like videos and whatnot, you can find anything on YouTube. So I find that a lot easier. I'm actually trying to do the opposite now, where I'm trying to get back into traditional art. So I'm looking into like starting a sketchbook, doing watercolors, things like that. So yeah. I kind of want to get the best of both worlds.
So did your style continue from when you first made the transition, or did your style actually change when you started with digital type stuff?
Oh, it definitely changed. It's only been like, I feel like the change between my first PNG and like my drawing style now, oh my gosh, it's crazy how much it's changed. I'll send you some PNGs later, but I'm like, looking back and I'm like, wow, I drew that. That's crazy. I kind of like cringe at myself.
Well, it's
but
always,
yeah, it's
always
definitely different.
Yeah, it's always you look back and like, why did I do that?
Yeah, exactly. And then I see my old clips as well. I'm like, oh God, I said that. Oh yikes.
Folks who are good at art are their own worst critics all over the place.
I feel like the one time that I'm happy with my drawings is when I'm like, oh, I don't know I actually drew that. It's like when I don't recognize my own drawing kind of thing.
That's
So
something
weird.
completely different. Like, oh, that's really good. Who did that? Oh, I did. No, that's not humble.
No way.
That's not humble bragging at all.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
it was
Yeah.
me. But how do you get over? Can I ask this to all folks who have talents like yours or in that area? Drawing for yourself and making art for yourself is one thing, but sharing it with other people is a different story. Did you find that hard to do, or was that easy for you?
So my journey with like sharing art online is a bit weird. I started off, as I said earlier, drawing emotes for people. How that started off was also really weird because I was a lurker on people's streams. So back during COVID, people were streaming like Animal Crossing, and oh my God, I was obsessed with that game. But basically, I started drawing like fan art for streamers and such, and they were like, your style would look really good in like emotes. You should totally share it. And I was like, I can do that? Like people actually like this stuff? and I actually get recognition, and I can get paid for it. That's crazy. So I think the first few streamers that I like interacted with gave me that gentle nudge of like, you should have a platform online. You should share your artwork. You should get your name out there. So I feel like it was kind of that push that allowed me to be confident in sharing my artwork.
So you had the push from behind. You weren't even kind of looking for it, and somebody else kind of tossed you into the spotlight.
Yeah, I was kind of like I do wanna get my art out there, but it wasn't like a stage of people are actually gonna look at it. It was kind of just documentation type stuff. So I
Hmm.
used to have my 12-year-old drawings. Oh my God, I don't want to look them up. But my 12-year-old drawings are somewhere out there on DeviantArt, and it was just for like, oh, future me would find it really cool like to have this stuff
Yeah.
and not lose it. So that's what I wanted to do. But then,
And
yeah,
and
other
now
people kind of reached out.
and now future you is like, well, why did I do this in the first place?
Not gonna lie, it would be really fun to just go back to that old account and do redraws. Like I thought about doing that, but I'm still trying to bring myself to search that up because I'm terrified. But
Now
yeah, I
that
feel like
that
I'm gonna create it myself.
that's funny. That's funny. Now, um, what has been the toughest part of becoming somebody who now? I mean, you're taking commissions now, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. What has been the toughest part of that? Is it trying to uh, do things to other people's specifications? Because some artists aren't very good or don't like doing that.
Oh, well, I definitely have things I'm comfortable with drawing and things I'm not comfortable with drawing.
Hmm.
Like, you'd know that my style is very like chibi, childlike, you know?
Hmm.
So I wouldn't go out of my way to draw people that have like mecha aspects or like drawing old people is kind of hard because they end up looking like babies.
Hey,
But yeah, so
hey!
with
Some of us
with things
resemble that
like that, I'm
remark.
like, I just need to make sure with the client or whoever is asking me for drawings, I'm like, this is what I draw. Like, you're okay with that, yeah? And and I find it hard to like go back to them and just make sure because I don't want to disappoint them. So I'm kind of just like, this is what I can do. Are you okay with working with that? And if they are, then I go ahead with it. If they're not, then it is what it is.
Well, folks can check out yeah, what you have to offer. We're gonna have the links in the description for the interview,
Oh,
so folks can check it out because it's
thank
good
you,
stuff.
thank you.
And
Oh,
real, yeah,
can I also take this time to do a self plug?
yeah, absolutely. That's why we're here. Do it.
Um, I'm working on building a shop at the moment. I do take commissions for digital work online for VTubers, including assets and such. That's on my vegan. Um, but I am working on a physical like goods shop. So it'll include stickers, merch, paper stationery, and things like that on an Instagram account. So yeah, I look forward to that too.
Wow, how do you make that transition? I would have no idea how to start that sort of thing.
It is really weird because I feel like everything I'm saying is really weird. But anyway,
No worries.
so I've been working full time. I've got a big girl job and I've been balancing that with VTubing or trying to anyway. Um, and lately I've found more joy in just drawing, like drawing whatever the hell I want.
Right.
Um, and I've found that commissions are actually taking off and things like that. I'm very, very fortunate and very, very thankful for that. Um, so I've decided to go into learning how to make prints, learning how to make stickers, and maybe in the future, I really hope that I can go to a con and meet people. That'd be really cool. Um, but yeah, I feel like I've been super inspired by a lot of artists on, say, Instagram, Twitter, etc.,
Mhm.
that have been to cons, and I'm like, that would be such a cool thing to do full time. And yeah, that's the direction I plan on taking
Isn't it
my
isn't that
art.
something that this particular medium has allowed folks to um, embrace their art and give them another way to show people? I mean, there's a lot of people who we would
Yeah.
never see the art of if we didn't have this particular medium.
Of course, it's really crazy to think that you can draw on a tablet and you could essentially turn it into whatever you want.
Hmm.
You can use it on streaming, you can turn it into badges, panels, whatever. Or you can go the physical route and go make merch, make mugs, hoodies,
Hmm.
stickers, keychains. It's crazy the amount of flexibility you have with digital art.
So have you
So
done
I'm very happy to explore that.
have you done the art streams yet?
Oh, I've done a couple of just drawing streams with
Uh-huh.
friends. I feel like most of my streams are collabs because I'm shy as hell. But yeah, a lot of them have been really fun. So I want to do drawing streams more in the future.
And I was wondering if you had any backseat artists.
Backseat artists?
Yeah,
What do
like
you mean?
somebody coming in the chat said, "I would have done it this way. Why don't you do it this way? Why don't you?"
Oh, actually, I feel like my chat when it comes to like art and drawing, they don't really backseat me as much as when I play games,
Hmm.
because like I'm terrible with playing games in comparison, so I feel like they feel the need to backseat me at that for those
That's
games.
part of the relationship
Um,
there.
yeah, so it's kind of weird because chat can be really can bully me so much into doing stuff in a game, but then when I'm drawing, I'm like, chat, what do you guys think? What color should this be? And I just like crickets. I'm like, okay."
Yeah. It's like, no, you're too good. We're not going to interfere with you in this one.
No, no, I doubt it's that.
Well, were you somebody who, when you're younger, got in front of an audience and entertained people, or is this something that's come up a little bit later in life?
Definitely am not somebody who would get in front of people. Oh my God. Um, I would classify myself as an introvert who gains energy from being by myself,
Hmm.
and my energy gets drained when I'm around other people. Um, I do like talking to people, but at the same time, it's like I've got like an energy gauge of how much I can do that and how long I can do that for. So yeah, it's really new to me. I feel like VTubing is also an opportunity for me to like better my, I guess, conversational skills,
Hmm.
which I otherwise would not be very good at.
Well, I would disagree at this point. I think this conversation is going quite well. But have you been able to translate that into your real life relationships and talking with people yet?
You know, I would have thought that I would, but I feel like talking to people and having them respond in text, like as chat, is so much easier than just having a full-on conversation. I've
Hmm.
yet to figure that part out. Um, so, because I can, like, when you're streaming, you just read chat and you could take it at your own pace.
Right.
So it's kind of like you're still having a conversation with yourself, essentially. But I do find that topics are easier to come by because of how many different people that you're exposed to when you stream.
Mm.
So I guess that does help me in
Yeah.
day-to-day
Well, I
like
mean,
conversations.
it's interesting. I'd like to know how that once you started and started getting the audience and interacting with them, coming from a background where you really didn't do that very much and really you consider yourself an introvert, was it tough to get involved with the chat once they started picking up on things?
Oh, it still is. It's like I don't know. Sometimes my chat's like I'm behind with the times, you know. I'm a bit of a boomer. So they can start spitting out Gen Z terms and I'd be like, I'm a Gen Z too, but I'm like, I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. What are these acronyms? I'm so confused. But
Well,
it's like it's quite fun. It's quite fun to interact with people that
well, I
way.
can tell you that we got sometimes on the Twitter X, someone will say, "What was the first console you owned?" And I say, "Pong," because it was. Then that
Yeah.
now you're talking really old guy.
No, because I accidentally slipped up the other day and I was like, "Oh, guys, come on, the first phone that you own." And then I was like, I owned a BlackBerry." And they were like, "What the hell is a BlackBerry?" And I'm like, "It's got all the little letters on like the numpad and stuff." And they're like,
Yeah,
"You're so old." I'm like,
it's got
"Oh
a
no."
full had a full keypad. You know, I had
Yeah.
I had a slip phone with a full keypad until about four
Hell
years
yeah.
ago.
Yeah,
And
and then I used to have like all these charms hanging off of it.
oh
And you know
yeah.
what mobile game I played? It was not Genshin Impact. No, no, no. It was that snake game that you ate, like the little block things,
Oh
and then you
yes.
get longer and longer.
That was back
That
out in
was
the
my go-to.
I was
Yeah.
playing that game in the 80s.
Oh no, let's not bring that. Okay,
Yeah.
anyway, moving on.
Yes. That's how far back it goes when the computer was just starting out in the internet. But the
Back in our days, guys, okay? Back in our days, these little pixels gave us so much happiness.
back in my day, we were okay with just one pixel.
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
We had
exactly.
we had Minecraft. We went outside and built things.
Yeah, exactly. We played catch. I don't think I've ever played catch. But anyways, yeah, but back in those days, yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
would actually like to see some type of charity tournament of
Ooh,
these big people playing Pong. See if they
playing
actually
what?
it's just the Pong game, the simple back and forth one ball with the
Oh,
paddles thing.
yes.
I would like to see some people actually.
Yes.
Can you actually know how to play this
A
game?
tournament.
Yeah,
That'd be so cool. I'd
yeah,
be so down.
yeah. That would be hilarious. But the the transition for you into this, obviously you've enjoyed it because you're still doing it after this period of time.
hmm
Um, have you hit the goals you wanted, or did you have goals when you started?
Honestly, I feel like I had an idea of I want at least to have like three people on stream so I can talk to. And I want to at least get to know a couple people in the community that I can collab with. And I can confidently say those two goals I have accomplished so fast, so quickly, and I'm so happy to meet the people I've met today. And it's made VTubing that much more fun with them.
With the other
So
VTubers
yeah.
and the collaborations you do,
Mhm.
was it easy to find people to collaborate with?
I feel like I got really lucky in that when I was starting out streaming, there was a couple of other people who also just started streaming as well.
Hmm.
And we kind of just ended up banding together and making a family, if you will. I just basically hopped into their streams and said, "Hello, you are now my child. You are now my father." I just adopted a bunch of people and said, "You're now my father. You are now my mother." And
That's how it
there's
happens out
people
in the.
I
That's how it
just
happens in the streets
consistently
too.
talk to.
That's how,
Yeah, yeah.
you
It's
are
kind
now
of
my
like
dad.
yeah, they're just confused. They're like, how did I get a koala daughter? How did I get a vampire brother? And then I'm like, yeah. And then we've just created this really weird family tree of random streamers with both VTube, mostly VTubers, some not VTubers, and
Mhm.
just flesh to no, I think streamers that don't use VTuber models.
It does sound bad, doesn't it? It just sounds like it isn't really bad, but it sounds they got to come up with another different word for that.
That is so true. I tripped up there. But yeah, that's the group I hang out with most of the time and I love them to bits, of course.
Now, being in the country that you're in the part of the world that you're in, um,
hmm
what type of audience do you get? Is it folks from the United States? Is it Europe or is it Asia or is it all over?
Um, it's really weird because I thought I would like with the time zone that I'm streaming in, because I'm in AEST, I'm
Mm-hmm.
from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually stream like I used to stream after work, so it'd be around 6 p.m. to say 9 or 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was like prime time for Australians to watch. Like, they're cooling down from work and, they could just chill out and listen to me yap. But apparently not. It's like a lot of my viewers are from all over the shop. It's like I've got American friends, I've got some from Europe, some from the Middle East. It's
Mm-hmm.
really like a mixed bag. I'm
Yeah,
very surprised by that.
yeah, and I know when I started doing this interview show, I talked to a few of VTubers from Australia, and they were having actually some internet problems, trying to
hmm
keep a good enough signal to where the stream can go.
Ah.
Has that specter raised its ugly form for you before?
Oh yeah, we call that collectively the Aussie debuff. So everybody in Australia just we our internet is super unreliable,
Mm.
and we somehow have a platform where we can stream all scuffed and the like, and our viewers are okay with that because it's under the guise of the Aussie debuff. So I've had like a couple of streams in the past where I'd be okay at the beginning, and then all of a sudden it just shuts down, and then I try to turn it on again, and then it shuts down again.
Oh.
You know, yeah, it's on and off, and it's kind of like unprecedented, so you don't know when it will happen. It can strike at any time.
If I had another chance to do something, I do something as far as a career, I would come up with a way for Australian folks to have reliable internet, and I bet I would be a
Oh,
superhero
yes,
down there.
definitely. I feel like it depends on the area as well. It's not like when I say area, it's not like state or like like that. It's more so specific to like what part of the like city you're in. Like, are
Hmm.
you near the CBD? Because they'd have more like of those internet pole thingies. I don't know what you call them.
That,
Um,
that's exactly that's the term
or
for them actually. Internet pole thingies. That's the
yeah. That's the term for it. Yeah, I know. Or are you like out in the countryside, out in the outback, whatever?
Mhm.
You know, it just depends. It's kind of like the gacha of Australian internet.
Oh, gotcha. Well, you did mention Genshin Impact, so
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
we
and
get
now
into gacha now.
yeah, gotcha all over the place. Are you still doing the gotcha stuff?
I hopped off Genshin since I think Fontaine came out, and I was kind of like, should I get back into it? Because it was kind of hard to get back into. It's like once you've missed a couple of updates, it's like you don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Um, so I haven't been on that for a while. I do plan on getting back into it with a couple of friends.
Mhm.
We're gonna share an account together starting next week. It's gonna be weird. But yeah, we're gonna do a collab series where weekly we just yap and have Genshin going on in the background.
Oh, that sounds like
Um,
a great idea, actually. Yeah. That-
yeah, because we're all not committed into playing the gacha game daily, and I know it's like for Hoyoverse games, it's like you get rewarded every time you log on, kind of thing.
yeah.
So I figured if one person can't do it, then maybe three people can.
That
So
sounds perfectly
yeah,
fine to me. Yeah, it makes sense. The
yeah. Well,
For someone who you said yourself kind of an introvert,
yeah.
have you realized yet after a couple of years doing this that there are people around the world that are intentionally coming to watch you stream as an audience
Oh,
for you?
what? Oh, wait. As in, like people coming back to
Yeah.
watch my
Yeah, they're doing
streams?
it for you because they know it's you.
Oh, I do have regulars, and they're pretty much my friends.
Mm.
Um, and I am just shocked at how the hell they put up with me. Like, why do they keep coming back? It's really astonishing. I'm just a random koala Australian girl just yapping on the internet, and I'm very happy
Mm,
that they would want to see me every time I turn on that live
mm,
button. But yeah, it's just still really like streaming is still really like such a strange thing to me.
mm.
It's like I could just be like sitting in a room by myself, and then I have like five people just talking to me. And
Yeah.
if I imagine those five people in my room, like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't touch that.
hmm
Stay,
Yeah, I'm
stay,
like, stop.
yeah,
You're
stay
too
away from,
close. Stop.
stay away from the cat. The, the, sometimes that gets to people after a while, and they look down. They tend to all of a sudden look down at a number and say, "Oh, didn't realize that number was so big." Do you stay away from looking at the numbers?
Yeah, I do. I feel like at the beginning, I was quite like interested in
Mm.
it. I got like one or two viewers. I'd be like, oh, there's somebody here. I can talk. Oh my gosh. But now I'm sort of like, I turn it off. Like, you know how on OBS you've got like the hover to like hidden thing?
Hmm.
I have that turned on so I can't see however many viewers there are, and I just talk anyway. Like even if there's nobody there, I just talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still like saving these recordings, and maybe in the future, but when I look back on it, I'm a very like memory-centered person. So I'm like, this could be good for a future memory. This could be good for later if I want to look back on what I've been doing.
Can you teach my
Yeah.
wife that? If we can throw this
I
out,
don't know.
right?
I feel like I'm a bit of a hoarder.
Yeah. My Misty's my wife. She's like every once in a while, can we throw this out? No, it's the only thing I've got left to remember my great
That's
grandpa.
how I feel. Yes, that's how I feel. I'm like that, but with like files. So I'd be streaming and I've got like video files, and my partner's like, we got no space for these. I need to get another hard drive. I'm like, but no, I want them.
I've got almost every computer I've ever had still. Over all these years. I might come back and play that 8-bit game off of my Commodore 64. I don't know. I can find it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's tough.
I feel you.
It's tough to give that stuff up. As far as goals for your art and your work, as far as commissions goes, have you got a goal for that? Are you pushing towards something?
Yeah, I've got a short-term goal of launching my shop within the next next month.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe push laps. And then after that, I'm thinking of going to a con, say early next year. That's a huge goal of mine. But obviously, to get there, I'll need to have released enough products. Looked into how to actually get there, what equipment I would need, things like that. But yeah, that's a huge goal at the moment.
And for the channel, have you got those type of goals, or are they going to coincide with the channel?
Oh, with the channel? That's right. With VTubing, I am currently on track for my 1,000 followers goal on Twitch.
Yes.
That I wanted to fulfill for 2024. I said that at the start of this year. And when that happens, I've got something very, very special ready to release to everybody in the world. I'm very excited.
Well,
so yeah, if we reach that, I'd be ecstatic.
Now, as of right now, it is 971.
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, I'll hopefully. I feel like I've been slacking and streaming lately. Oh my God! So I'm gonna start getting more regular streams next week, and hopefully we'll see a few new faces to reach that goal. Yeah.
We're gonna try to push it because I want to see what you're talking about. With everything going on and everything going so well, you've got some channels on other mediums besides Twitch. What are you using them for on YouTube and TikTok?
So I have a YouTube. I have yet to delve into TikTok. That is very intimidating for me. I should probably not be intimidated by it, but anyway, I've got a YouTube that I post not so much regularly as I wanted to. But I've posted a song cover, I've posted an intro video, and I've posted a couple of clips and shorts on that YouTube channel that you guys should definitely check out, please.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we're gonna have all the links in the description for this this interview, and I am so glad we were able to hook up and get you on. It's an absolute blast talking with you. And it's obvious how much you're enjoying both being a streamer and someone whose artwork is being appreciated.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best in the future. And once we get a few of those things going, especially when you get that shop going, we need to get you back on so we can push it up a little bit and do some promo work for you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We'll have you back soon.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.